Well, we're back. It's a new day. I have been playing a bit off camera. Um, in the last week or so, I haven't recorded, but I have been playing a little bit. I made an executive decision, since this is my house, to go ahead and remove all of the posters that were along here and put in this band. Um, I've finished putting in all of the vertical columns. I do need to put on the posters. I'm going to put those back on. But you might notice something different up here. I got started on doing this railing and this decoration here in the middle. I may put some lighting behind it or something that doesn't show but um, will offset it a little bit from the background. It has this poster that is actually on the building at this point, in that section, which is I believe it's like a family crest, and then it's got a couple of angel type dudes, and they're very funny looking. But that's actually a picture from the building itself, and that's what it looks like. And then it's got this strange construction here. I believe at one time it had a herald type circular thing at the top here, and that has fallen off or gotten destroyed some way or another. It's not there now. Yeah, so this construction here is actually on the building. It does have some little statues that are actually up here, and we can't do that because we can't bring 3D objects into the game, and I don't have any anyway. And the statues that are in the game are way too big to put up here. So I'm going to do something else here, and I do have a picture from the building that shows this little construction. And I'm going to stick that up right about here so you can actually see what it looks like. The picture itself is small and not very clear. But it does show what's actually there. I believe what I am going to do is, on camera, I'm going to go ahead and put up sort of a little pinnacle type thing here. I'm going to show you that. And then I thought what might be interesting is to work on one of these towers on screen. This could require some fits and starts and some experimentation, because it's fairly complex what is up here at the top. I'm going to need to build some arcs and put it all together. I will also put up a picture of what these towers look like. Once I build one facade, one of these things that goes up here, I will be able to blueprint that and copy it to all of the other walls on the towers, and then each tower itself. But it is a pretty complex structure, and there will be a picture right here where I am speaking, so you can see what that is. It also has some statuary on top, which we will not be able to put in, but you'll notice that it's got some little pinnacle, triangular pyramid shapes that are on the corners, and I think that's what I'm going to do right now over here. Instead of the statuary, I'm going to put in some little triangular shapes. I started here with a little block, and I'm going to put on there a plank made very small. So let's see, it's going to be bigger. That's about right. And square. And then, oops, flat. I believe I'm going to use the enter key. Nope, that won't work. Okay, I want to just center it, maybe with the grid. That's not centered. That's not, oh, that looks pretty centered. Let's hit Control and go over top to see. No, let's see. It's not centered. So the grid is really kind of gives you a false impression of what you're doing, I think. That looks fairly centered. It's very hard to tell, isn't it? Because every time you move, you get a slightly different perspective. And I know I can use the zoom key, but sometimes it's just way too much. And I can't really see what I'm looking at. So that looks pretty good. I think I'm going to change the, for fine tuning, I find that I really need to change the position to a very low setting. And I'm guessing that P means pixels, but I don't know for certain. So if I zoom in on this and then look to see, is that centered, and I'm just eyeballing it, I believe that might be closer to centered. And let's look at it from the front. It's just very difficult to position yourself in the right spot. That looks pretty good. Yeah, see, every time you move, it looks different. Is it right? Is it not? I don't know, but it's close enough. Okay, so that's where I want that. And now I'm going to go and see, do I have... I do have a triangle made. And you'll notice it shows the material, but it does not say triangle. This one says wood plank, and this one says wood beam. This one does not say triangle. So that's something I think that they still need to fix. So that's number 4. And these are much taller. That's about right, I think. Okay, so now what I want to do is get closer, and I'm going to tilt this towards the center. Make sure it is vertical. It is vertical. I believe I want to do this from the side. Okay, so I'm going to put it here, but I'm going to tilt it. Oop, not that way. Oops, not that way. That way. But that is too much. That's beyond the center. So I am going to need to set the rotation down too. And the default is 15%, or 15 degrees rather. So let's maybe cut that. Let's see, how far beyond center? It's almost double. 6 would be half. Let's try 6. Let's try 6 and see what that does. So R to 6 degrees. That's pretty close to center. Maybe, let's try, let's put that back. Let's try 8. Let's just see what 8 does. 8 degrees. That looks pretty close. Let's just try this and see if this works. I'm going to hit Control and go back over here. That's about where I want it as far as how far in, but it's clearly not in the middle. That's pretty good. Okay, and then I think I'm going to go over here again and just move this way. Wow, it's been a day already. Oops. Oh, look at that. It's floating. Well, I should have checked that. Okay. Go with that. Turn the light on. Okay, so now our little dealy bob looks like it could be. No, let's just go with that. I like how that looks. Let's go and rotate it before we try anything else. We're gonna do one. Whoops, was that 2? Yeah, that was 2. Let's just do 1. Oh, that's okay. So that's 1. And that still does not look like enough to me. The perspective is very strange in this game. All right, let's go with that. Let's undo Control and go up and over 1. I think I'm just not in the right position. Oh, well, I guess maybe that's okay. That's kind of what I was going after. I wanted it to meet so that it's a perfect point, as pointy as we can make it. And that actually looks not bad. I'm going to try to fine-tune it a little bit. It's looking like a pointy thing. It's looking pretty pointy. Using my zoom key, Z. Okay. Alrighty. So now we should be able to rotate it around, I think. Rotate should be what? Oops. Yeah. So the control key doesn't work with the left and right arrows, and that is something that I noticed when they said on the forums that you use the left and right arrows to rotate something when you have the control key, or when you have it in the control key, you would hold down it just doesn't work because that's something that the OS uses. So that ain't gonna cut it. So instead we'll have to rotate it this way, with it not being under the control key. Okay, so here's the problem. It would be perfect, I think, if the sides... okay, so here's the problem. The sides of the triangle are not the same angle as the rotation, or the of the degrees of rotation. So the sides of the triangle, the angle of the triangle itself has to be the same as the rotation. And I don't know what that angle is. So that's kind of a problem. I mean, I could go with it like this maybe, but it's obviously not really right. If I make the triangle fatter, that might do it. But you could see it's not going to meet up perfectly. Just going to make me crazy. So if I went like that, then that's actually positioned right. But it's not, so it's a fatter triangle on this side than it is here. Let's put that one in. And then we'll come around over here. And we'll, oops, no. How close is that at the top? I'm thinking I'll replace the other two sides that are skinnier. Is this lined up perfectly here? Looks pretty close. All right. This is a good learning experience because I didn't really know if this was going to work. And I can see that the way I've done it is gonna work, but I just got to get the correct sizes. And I really wish I understood the degrees, because that is key. The triangle, the length and angle of the triangle itself needs to be the same angle as what you use for the rotation. Hello. Hello. Okay. Now that should be absolutely perfect. It looks very strange though. So I was watching Radio Man earlier play a game called Medieval Engineers, which is a super cool game, and I really wish I could play it. But it's for PC only, and I have a Mac. So once again, I am shut out. But he's so funny. He said something really funny, and I can't recall exactly what it was, but I cracked up. Okay, so you would think that would be just right. It is not just right, but it might be as good as I could get it. No, it's not. Dang it. Ugh. Ugh. What the heck? What degree is that? If I knew, then I could do this, I think, pretty close. And I know it's not going to be, a point because there's the thickness of the board. But, yeah. Maybe, Let's go to 1, and we'll just count. How many degrees is that? So I'm already at 6. So if I go back 6, so that's 3, so that would be 9. And that looks to be perfect. Okay. Well, this is not what I really wanted. It's proving that it can't line up exactly the way I was hoping. So that means that the board on the bottom has to be even bigger, or the triangle has to be smaller. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it's not 9 because I just went 9 and it's not vertical. Oh my God, you wouldn't think something so small would be such a pain in the butt to do. Okay, so let's try counting again. Oh, let's turn the light off. Oh, can you see it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That almost looks vertical, doesn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it is not the same. Is that the same? Oh my God. I'm going to wish I blueprinted this if I get it right. And it doesn't look like I'm getting it right. Oh my Lord. Okay, well that position is just about right. But is the rotation square? Can we tell? There. I think you can see why sometimes this game can be a little frustrating. Probably it's not meant to do this kind of thing. I mean, you can do it, but it's just so anti-friendly. Arg! All right. Is that should be square and straight now. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I set it to 7, didn't I? Or no, it was 7 and I changed it to 1. So is that where we want it? Let's have a look. Well, it looks weird. It looks like it's up high or something. Yeah, alrighty. Gosh, it is not perfect, and that bothers me. It's close, it's very close, but still not perfect. What if I hold down how is that? See it moves it from the center point of the triangle, this like right here. So it moves the bottom out and the top in. Which almost makes me think I gotta go out 1. And then well, that's pretty close. I'm almost happy with that. That brings it pretty close. I mean, definitely not perfect, but yeah, that's not too shabby. If I move it back over this way a little bit. Committed. Okay. I'm going to call that good enough. I don't like saying good enough because good enough is never good enough. But given what we have to work with, I think it's good enough. Yeah. Okay. Where are we in terms of our time? Excuse me while I check. If there's time, I'm going to go ahead and get started on this decoration. If there's not, I will record that and it'll be put up in the next video. So let me just check really quick here where we are on our timing. Ew, I can't get a time